Greetings, everyone. How are we all feeling out there today? Let's get this rune reading started right off the bat here. I'm going to lay down these runes while I talk a little bit about this rune reading as Venus enters the mysterious waters of Scorpio. It beckons us to dive deep into the realms of passion, love, and vulnerability. This transit opens doors to new opportunities by confronting fears. And this helps with encouraging us to form deeper, intimate relationships. With intense emotions rising to the surface, this period challenges us to grow through love, maturity, healing, and while urging us to avoid obsessive behaviors and embrace transformation. Are you ready to unlock the full potential of your heart? So right off the bat here, we have the rune of Ingwaz. Now, Ingwaz is that divine masculine rune. It's successfully planting the seed. This is telling us to come from that place of knowing. This is that fertile soil. A lot of times this is represented with just the diamond in the middle that looks like the seed, right? So with Ingwaz, this is the divine masculine rune. In your recent past energies position here, you've done a lot of healing in that divine masculine aspect. So a lot of healing that ego comes to mind when we're doing this. In the more recent energies, we have here, this is the rune of ice. This is Isa. This is frozen, stuck, repeating life lessons, rigidity. A lot of wearing that pattern in the carpet, pacing back and forth with anxiety. A lot of obsessive thinking, probably. A lot of standstill type of energies, like we're feeling like we're on the cusp of something. We're just waiting for like this piece of information, right? Moving forward. Now with Venus and Scorpio, this is going to call for us to dive deep or not at all, right? Throw your whole self in or not at all. So this has a lot of us in that apprehension and that standstill and that frozen and stuck kind of feeling like, do I want to do this? Or do I want to try to find something better for my life? Whatever resonates with you, please. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This could mean a spouse. This could mean a career. This could mean your spiritual practices, okay? So please take what resonates. Okay, near future energies here is Fehu. This is the first letter of the Elder Futhark alphabet. Now, with Fehu here, this is representing cattle, wealth, abundance. What does abundance mean to you? Are you wanting to move into this abundance of love, abundance of wealth, abundance of leadership, abundance of responsibilities? So this is indicative also of responsibilities. As you get more cattle, or as your income increases, right? So too do the avenues of investment. So with the cattle, it's more pasture, more feed, more protection, all those things that come with raising more cattle, the whole birthing and keeping your stock alive as well. So this is also indicative of that financial investment or that emotional investment or spiritual investment. So what responsibilities are you growing into? All right, so this is beautiful energies for this Venus in Scorpio transit. The action taken for the best outcome position is now these. Now I like to call it now this, because we're going down this path and now this log is crossing our path. So when this log is crossing our path, we have to fully remove that log. We have to fully address our needs, our constraints, our limitations before we can proceed to move forward. Okay? So this can be transmuted into beautiful partnerships like Gibo, this almost an X right there, right? This could also be transmuted. You could bend that log and make that arrowhead on your path and make that into the God Tears rune of discipline, of justice, right? Of success, of victory. And that rune would be Tiwaz then. So this is all up to you. Needs, constraints, limitations, stuck, frozen, standstill. Okay, so you're moving ahead in steps of abundance as far as this goes, knowing that you're healing your divine masculine, just looking kind of for that next step. So your thoughts, feelings, and emotions right now are huge into your clarity. This is Dagas. This is another one of those irreversible runes, kind of like Isa here, right? So when we're in Dagas, Dagas loves it when we are changing for our highest good, when we release the things that no longer serve us. This is a lot like that butterfly emerging out of the cocoon, or that hourglass tipped on its side, where you have that moment outside of time where you're viewing yourself as the ultimate observer, and you have that moment outside of time with this aha moment. This clarity just comes to you, and that's what you're looking for right now, isn't it? So this clarity is that situation where you're in that stuck standstill point. This is like a mental block for you moving forward. So with this Dagas, this is looking for that evolution, that next step, that development in the process, with abundance on your mind and addressing your needs and responsibilities and other things that you need to in order to move forward in your abundance mindset. So here we have Manas. So Manas is that self, humanity, culture, that kind of a 3D label sort of situation. So this is what you risk losing. These are opposing clan flags, one clan flag and then another clan flag. So this incites a definition of other than. So there's that label. So this label and this stuck, frozen, rigid, repeating life lessons, those two were right across from each other. So this could be also that overthinking energy of, okay, am I in this relationship or not? Am I going to continue with this avenue of employment or not? What do I call this? What do I call myself moving forward? A lot of this is overthinking. Just really need to hand it over to divine. Take that leap, go all in, or not at all. If you're going to be over here stuck in overthinking still, then don't take that leap. Save yourself and others involved that potential heartache or negative energies, right? So when we're in our divine guidance, what no longer serves us naturally falls off. So we don't have to keep overthinking this. We can just say, I give my faith to you for this clarity in addressing my needs. I have no longer a need to label this, whatever this is, and I move into my best possible outcome for this situation or scenario. This is Berkana. This is the birch tree. This is for birth, beginnings. This is a beautiful beginning. And this is straight across from Ingwas. So that planting the seed leads to a new beginning. You got to be patient here. And I know I always hate hearing this myself, and I know the advice that I give I also need to take, right? So this beautiful birthing energy for all of us is going to be pretty significant, especially with Venus and Scorpio. It's a deep, committed, tried and true, very beautiful, nurturing type of energy with this loving, deep commitment here. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some major arcana tarot that correlate with today's rune reading. Right away here for Ingwas, we have the Judgment card. So for the Judgment card, this is a lot of successfully planting and releasing, a lot of falling off what no longer serves us, and getting ready for bigger and better. Judgment also represents a call to meet your fate. You don't have to be dead to hear this call, although being attentive and knowing your heart's desire does help. When you know precisely what you want in life, step into the role and grasp it with both hands. Wake up each day to meet the challenges that stand between you and it. Know that you have the power to become what you desire. beautiful stuff. Let's look at the Hermit card. So the Hermit is another figure of Odin here on this card. The Hermit is a card for seeking answers. The process of truly knowing and understanding knowledge is not an instant one. It takes time, meditation, and introspection to transform information so it becomes part of one's being. This means being alone for a time. The central figure in the Hermit is usually depicted going into or coming out of a cave, a room, or another lonely place. This is because they know what is the best way to solve a problem, and that is through the stillness and contemplation. So that's really great energy. This is you kind of maybe in that pause or standstill right now, kind of not knowing what your next step is, just kind of really being that hermit, gathering up all your information so you could take those divinely guided next steps. That's beautiful. So for Fehu, we have the Tower. So let's look at the Tower. It's a lot of falling off and adapting and building of your wealth again. So what are you building for your new next very near energies here? The Tower teaches us to manage our expectations and get rid of old patterns, thoughts, and habits that don't satisfy us in the present. It's a power card that can transform you and help you get ready for the next stage of what is to come. It's the most destructive card in the major arcana. Yeah, and this is as we release what no longer serves us, as we're waiting for these divinely guided steps, coming from that place of knowing, successfully planting a seed and being in our sense of judgment, that hermit energy, gathering more information, we get to have this destruction of what no longer serves us naturally fall off as we surrender and commit to building the new tower. This is awesome energy, everyone. Let's look at that novice energy, and that's the Devil card. The Devil has multiple meanings in tarot. In the runic tarot, this card primarily is the trickster and trickery and joy, and the Devil is a keen trickster. He knows your weak spots and what your heart desires. He knows how to get you into trouble and is never around to make amends. It's okay to give in to desires you have on occasion, and life without needs and passions is not fully experienced anyway. But the Devil invites you to play, be wild, and to understand the consequences of your actions. So while you are investing in here, as like I said, these new responsibilities, as you're building this tower, what are you going to build? Is it all going to be selfish? Or are you going to be in service of others? Are you developing your spiritual gifts? Or are you spending your energy frivolously? So for Dagas is beautiful, we have the Temperance card. What an awesome, beautiful card. This is one of my favorites. Temperance is a complex card. It contains an act of moderation and the art of blending two things to create a third item, that transmutation. The sky in this card shows a balance between the light and the dark is struck. In Norse mythology, Sif was the wife of Thor. She was known for the harvests and the wealth that came from their bounties. Tending to the land not only provides for life, but it is also a delicate balance between growth and the fallow periods. Sif knew the best times to plant and rotate the crops for the most effective bounties. Yeah, so you're really waiting for that opportune moment, that moment in clarity before proceeding forward here. Now, is this divinely guided, or is this your overthinking? Answer yourself that question. The answer to your yes or no question for today's rune reading, if you're looking for that, is a yes. Go all in. Unfreeze yourself or repeat this lesson. The choice is yours. Move forward with that clarity and transmutation energies. This is awesome. So manas here is the magician, what we risk losing, what we have to let go of, or what is possible that is going to fall off. The magician is the master of their will. Once they select a direction and find passion, they work towards it for all their lives. Vikings worked as a crew. They fought to protect their lands from invaders and traveled great distances to explore new islands and continents. In this card, the Viking calls upon the powers of the gods and their clansmen. It's time to take action. Yeah, if you hesitate too much, you're going to lose that time to take action. So this is more, the magician is more the gaining information and manifestation energies, that identifying and learning, kind of like the hermit here. So they're not too different from each other. So if you're too apprehensive for too long, it looks like you're going to just be repeating life lessons here. Divine is calling you to get yourself into this birthing process. Are you going to hesitate, or are you going to move forward in whatever is divinely guided for you? So for the Berkana rune, we have the Empress. The Empress in tarot represents a creator archetype. They contain the passion to make and build. Their power to imagine and bring it into reality is a potent idea. Usually, tarot limits this process to giving birth to new life. However, Empress energy is expansive. They are spinners of fabrics and tellers of tales, and the artist with an ultimate or unlimited imagination. They have an eye for design and desires to bring all her ideas to fruition. Yeah, this is really, the choice is yours here, y'all. Are you going to be stuck here frozen? Or are you going to, I don't know, make amends to move forward? Or are you going to put in that resignation, or maybe have a talk with that boss or with that significant other, or maybe that person you fell out with? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Divine wants you to fully commit your heart to something, or not at all. And again, if you're not going to commit your heart, your emotions, your spiritual life, whatever it takes. Venus is about love and finance, y'all. So this is going to be love and career. So what are you holding on to tightly here that you can't adapt to the new? What do you have to get over? What do you have to release? You can do so during that solar eclipse, which is coming up. And for chakra token today, for the aftercare practice, we have the beautiful crown chakra. Again, there's no mantra when it comes to this. The mudra is beautiful, and it goes like this, and it's right over the head, and it goes, it's just silence. 963 hertz solfeggio frequency playing in the background, and it'll facilitate opening and channeling in through that top of the antenna, which is your chakra system, and all the downloads coming through, and that divine guidance for these upcoming energies. And this transit of Venus and Scorpio, really, please, if you don't throw it all in, if you don't go all in, you're never going to know what the answer is. You're going to be left with maybe, what if, and a lot of worrying and repeating life lessons. So if you would like a one-on-one reading from me personally, I've been Eric Paulson with Your Essential Practice, and you can contact me at youressentialpractice@gmail.com, or you could look at the shop for any of the runes that you see. I don't believe this. There it is. Any of the runes that you see on the set or anywhere on the channel, I have a shop there too at youressentialpractice.com. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant day.